All right, this is American Contractor. Today is January the 8th, 2020. 01/08/2020. Now, we just got a follow-up article to the last two videos I've been doing. Iraq backs away from the threats to expel U.S. troops. This goes back to what I was saying, that the U.S. troops will never leave. I won't say never leave. The U.S. troops probably won't be leaving Iraq for a good another 10 years. Let's just go into this article. Iraqi officials on Monday backed away from their threat to expel U.S. troops following the killing of Iranian terrorist mastermind General Qasem Soleimani and some important Iraqi Shia militia leaders. The tone in Baghdad appears to have changed after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened sanctions against Iraq and a draft letter announcing complete U.S. withdrawal of forces accidentally leaked. The U.S. President, quote, "The U.S. President threats to impose sanctions on Iraq that will make Iranian sanctions seem somewhat tame," unquote, led some Iraqi MPs to urge a softening of the parliament position. One Iraqi MP said Trump unpredictably made such a move risky when U.S. air support in particular might still be needed to prevent a resurgence of Islamic State, the UK Guardian reported. This led formerly but still acting Iraqi Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi walking back his demands for urgent measures to expel American forces. On Monday, his office released a statement stressing the importance of mutual cooperation on implementing a withdrawal of foreign troops in line with the Iraqi parliament's resolution and to set relations with the United States on a proper foundation. They know they can't have the United States leave. If they do have the United States leave, then the Iranians would really engulf themselves and embed themselves inside the Iraqi government and throughout Iraq, and we just can't have that. They know they can't have that. They'd rather have the United States than the Iranians. President Trump is unlikely to accept the offer, saying on Monday that if the U.S. leaves Iraq, we won't do it on a friendly basis. We will charge them sanctions like they've never seen before, ever. We have very extraordinary expensive air bases that's there. It cost billions of dollars to build, long before my time. We're not leaving unless they pay us back for it. European nations began moving the forces out of Iraqi bases on Tuesday, ostensibly while their commitments to train Iraqi troops were renegotiated with either Abdul Mahdi's administration or whatever comes after him, assuming he is ever replaced following his resignation at the end of November. Our soldiers are staying in the region, and the mission is being kept in place for now, even though it's suspended this week pending further consultation, said German lawmaker Roderick Kaiswetter, after receiving a briefing on his government's plans to relocate 35 of its 120 troops in Iraq to alternate locations in Jordan and Kuwait. Now, they suspended the NATO security training programs because they don't know who the enemy is, especially when you're giving weapons to somebody who don't know who their loyalties are. And it's not good. So they suspended the NATO training until sometime in the future. It'll start back up again. But let's see here. The United States has about 5,000 troops in Iraq. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper said on Monday that some of them will be repositioned within Iraq, but there are currently no active plans to remove them from the country. Contrary to the release of the draft letter to the Iraqi government that said all U.S. troops would soon withdraw. The exposure of this letter, which Joint Chief Chairman General Mike Milley described as poorly worded, has been treated as an embarrassing mistake, but might also have rattled some officials in Baghdad. I don't believe that was a mistake. I believe that was deliberate to get the reaction from the Iraqi government. You know, hey, we're calling your bluff. Here's the letter that we drafted up that we're going to leave. So it spooked the Iraqi government and the officials because they know they can't have the U.S. forces leave Iraq. They would be so much, they'd be close to civil war probably. And so there you have it. U.S. troops are remaining in Iraq for right now. And we'll just see what happens in the next few days. I didn't talk about the attacks last night from the Iranian missiles. I just wanted to wait to see what happens. And but we'll go ahead and get in some videos of that here in a few minutes. But thank you for watching. If you liked what I've talked about, please give me a thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.